Hey girls and boys, it is Mr. McAndrew, the math coach. Super excited to be with you. How you doing? It's good to see you. Um, Very excited because this week we are going to be talking about one of my favorite all-time math topics, which is they're called tens partners. So partners are like two things that go together, okay? So tens partners are two numbers that go together to make 10. So, for example, your hands are tens partners because you've got 5 fingers on one hand and 5 on the other. And if you put them together, you get 10. You see that? Tens partners. So wherever you go, you got tens partners. You could do your feet too, but you don't want to see my feet. Trust me. Okay. So on that note, let's get into a problem. So what I want you to do is in your math packet, there is a word problem. It says Monday word problem. Okay, I want you, that's you, yes, you and you, all of you, to solve this problem. I'm going to read it, you're going to do it, and then we're going to talk about it. But the most important part is you're going to do it. Okay, so here we go. It says, Danny caught 7 butterflies in his net. Okay, so let's pause for a second. You all know what butterflies are, right? Little things that flap around, beautiful, right? Beautiful butterflies that fly around. You'll notice that right here, I put in a 10 frame, okay? We're going to pretend like that is a butterfly net, okay, for the purposes of this week. And this net can hold up to 10 butterflies at most. It can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 butterflies. Okay, but that's the maximum. That's the most it can hold is 10. Okay? All right, so it says Danny caught 7 butterflies in his net. Later, he caught 3 more butterflies. How many butterflies did Danny, he, catch all together? Okay, so I want you to stop the video. That means hit the pause button. You can either use the little space bar or just hit you know how to do this. Hit the pause button, right? The 2 little white lines that are next to each other. And solve the problem. We've talked a lot about how you can solve word problems, right? You could use your Rec and Rec. You could use your red and yellow counters, which I have right here. You could use your cubes. You could use a double 10 frame, which you have, right? You could also draw, right? You've got plenty of space to draw. Here's a double 10 frame. Just put it in a dry erase sleeve. And I've also added this net here. Okay, so it's another thing that you can use. All right, so take a few minutes, solve it, and don't come back until you're done. All right? Oh, you've also got a number path. So many ways to solve this one problem. Okay, see you soon. Bye-bye. All right, how did you do? Did you solve it? Well, if you didn't, go back and do it now, please. Thank you very much. Okay, so you should have solved it. The answer, by the way, is 10. All right, so Danny was able to fill up his butterfly net. Right, and there's different ways we could show that. Let me get a marker. All right, so I'm just going to draw. I mean, I could draw butterflies, but that would take me a long time. So I'm just going to draw like circles, right? So 1, 2. So first he caught 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and you could have done that with, counters or cubes, right? Anything, okay? And then it says he caught 3 more. Okay, so if I add 3 more, all right, I get 10, right? We know that if you fill up the whole net, that's 10 butterflies, or the whole 10 frame. So I could write down here, I would write 7 plus 3 equals 10. Okay? If I use my number path, by the way, if I had started at 7, and I hopped up 3. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. I end up at 10. Okay? If I use my Reckon Rec, which I love because I love saying Reckon Rec. Reckon Rec, Reckon Rec, Reckon Rec, Reckon Rec. If I use my Reckon Rec, then it might look like this. Okay, I'd say 7, right? That's 7 right there because that's 5 and 2 makes 7. And then 1, 2, 3 makes 10. Okay, so remember, what's the focus of this week? It is tens partners. So of course I gave you a word problem with tens partners because look, 7, right? If I have 7 and I add 3 more, 1, 2, 3, I get 10. Okay, so your hands actually can help you know what the tens partners are. All right, so 7 and 3 make 10. Or 3 and 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, make 10 as well. So 3 and 7 or 7 and 3 make 10. Okay, so those are tens partners. Why do I love tens partners so much? It's a great question, boys and girls. I'm glad you asked me. I know you're dying to know. Boys and girls, the number system we use is actually called the base 10 number system. 10 is actually the most important number in math. And I believe the reason for that is very simply, when people first started counting, they were like, ooh, I've got fingers. Me count fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We call it base 10. Okay, so it kind of makes sense, right? Like you've got, I bet you if we only had 8 fingers, we'd have a base 8, right? Or if we only had like 4 fingers, like 2 on each hand, we probably have like a base 4 number system. But we don't. We have a base 10 number system. Okay, so this is really important for a variety of reasons. So let me spell out a couple for you. One is, for example, it's just helpful to know what adds up to 10. Okay, of course, or subtract from 10. But also, so let me give you an example. What if you were adding, so we just did 7 plus 3 is 10, right? Okay, 7 plus 3 equals 10. But what if you were adding 7 plus, let's say, 4? And you were like, well, I don't know what that is, Mr. McAndrew. And I would say, well, but if you know your tens partners, then, and you know that 7 plus 3 equals 10, right? Then you could do 7 plus 3, right? Plus 1 more, okay? Because 4 is the same as 3 and 1. So you could think, oh, well, if I don't know 7 plus 4, I could just do 7 plus 3, and that's 10, plus 1 more gets me to 11. Okay, this is a really good addition strategy for you to learn. All right, and I'll be talking about it more. Also, though, boys and girls, if you know that, let's say 7, and I'm going to get a little bit into like later first, second grade on you here, but just so you know why it's so important. If you know 7 plus 3 equals 10, then you also know that 70 plus 30 equals 100, right? Or what about 7,000? What? 7,000, Mr. McAndrew? You gotta be crazy, man. Equals 7,000 plus 3,000 equals 10,000. It's no different. 7 and 3 makes 10. Whether we're talking about ones, tens, or thousands. Okay? And again, like if you had, let's say, 70 plus 50, you could be like, oh, I don't know what that is. But you know that 70 plus 30 is 100, right? So there's 30 from the 50. You just have to add 20 more. So then it would be 120. Okay, so there's lots of good reasons to know your tens partners. Okay? So let's get familiar with all of our tens partners. All right, so what I need you to do... All right, so boys and girls, what I need you to do is going to take a couple minutes of prep, but I think it'll be worth it. Take out your double 10 frame, okay? Actually, I take that back. Not your double 10 frame. Just take out your 10 frame. Sorry, it looks looks like this. Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, just take out your 10 frame, okay? And what I want you to do is put, I want you to cover it with your red and yellow counters, but I want you to show them as yellow, just like this, okay? So please do that. And then when you have this all set, come back to the video and I'll show you what the next thing is we're going to do, okay? So you want it to look like this, and then come on back. All right, so you should be all set with this. You should have your 10 yellow counters showing. And then in your packet, I want you to get this paper. It says Monday Tens Partners, okay? And then that's all you need, just a pencil or paper, what do you call them? Yes, pencil or pen, okay? And that's all you need, all right? So once you have this out and you're ready to go, then return to the video, stop the video, pause it, and then come back and we'll get going. All right, so you all set? Okay, so let's do this, all right? So here's what we're going to do. You're going to do it with me. We're going to do it together. We're going to find out all the tens partners. All right, so right now, as we look at this, how many red counters do you see? None, Mr. McAndrew. Are you insane? No, I'm not insane. There's zero counters, but 0 is a number in math, right? It signifies nothing. Okay, so we're going to write down right here, we're going to write down 0 because there are 0 red counters. All right, and there are, how many yellow counters are there? No, I don't want to write in yellow because it doesn't really show up, so pretend like my green is yellow, okay? All right, so we have 0 red and 10 yellow right now. You can see that on the video, okay? So what we would say is that 0, by the way, if you have different colored markers or crayons, that's great. But if you just have a pencil or a pen, that's totally fine. I'm just doing it for your sake, okay? So we know that 10 and 0 are tens partners, right? 10 plus nothing, right? If I have 10 and I add nothing more to it, I still have 10, right? Because I didn't add any more fingers. Thankfully, I don't grow another thumb or something, right? Weird. Okay. So we found one set of tens partners, which are 0 and 10. All right, so let's do this together. We're going to flip one of the counters over. You could flip that one over to make it red. Okay, so now one of the counters is red. We're going to write down 1 is red. Okay? But now we got to figure out how many are yellow. Well, let's take a look. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 counters are yellow. So let's write that down. 9 are yellow. Okay? So we're going to say 1. We know that 1 plus 9 equals 10. Okay, those are 2 more tens partners that we now know. So if I have 1 finger up and I add 9 more, I get 10. Look, 1 plus 4 more gives me 5, plus 5 more gives me 10. Okay, so 1 red and 9 yellows gives me 10. All right, let's keep going, shall we? Also, boys and girls, I'm going to have to stop the video soon, and so there'll be 2 videos for today. All right, so after this video is over, you need to click on the next video. So there's 2 videos today on Monday for math. All right, a lot of math going on today. Okay. Also, if I start going too fast, just pause the video and then catch up, and then we'll be all good. Okay. So actually, I'm going to pause the video here, and in the next video, we will pick up right where we left off, and we'll finish doing this chart, and then I'll tell you what your independent activity is today. It is very exciting. Trust me. You get to like shake things and spill things. It's very exciting. Okay, I'll see you soon. Go click on the other video, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye.